Hello students, today we are going to study about total internal reflection. Now what is total internal reflection? When a light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium at a small angle of incidence, the refracted ray bends away from the normal, so that the angle of refraction is greater than the angle of incidence. As the angle of incidence increases, the corresponding angle of refraction also increases. For a certain angle of incidence, the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. When the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree, at this time the angle of incidence is known as the critical angle. Now we consider a refracting surface which separates two media of different refractive index. Suppose O is an object which is situated in denser medium 2. We consider a ray which is normally to the refracting surface, it goes straight. Now we consider another ray which is denoted by 1. It incident on this refracting surface at an angle of incidence I, at a smaller angle, so it suffers refraction through this path and the angle of incidence and the angle of refraction becomes R. Now if we again increase the angle of incidence and the ray suffers by a path 2 such that the angle of incidence is the value of the angle of incidence is such that at this time the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. At this time, when the angle of incidence, the value of angle of incidence is such that the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree, is known as critical angle and is represented by IC or simply by C. So critical angle is the angle of incidence at which the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. Now as we again increase the angle of incidence, the ray will be reflected back in the same medium by this path. Since the ray is totally reflected, hence the phenomena is called total internal reflection. Clear? Means when the angle of incidence becomes greater than the critical angle, the refracted ray suffers total internal reflection. The ray totally reflected back in the same medium. Therefore, this phenomena is called total internal reflection. Okay, clear? Now, the angle of incidence in the denser medium for which the angle of refraction in the rarer medium is 90 degree is called critical angle. So, critical angle is the angle of incidence at which the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree in rarer medium. If the angle of incidence is increased beyond critical angle, the whole of the incident light is reflected back in the denser medium, in the same medium where the object is situated. And this phenomena is called total internal reflection. The phenomena in which a ray of light traveling at an angle of incidence greater than critical angle from denser medium to a rarer medium is totally reflected back into the denser medium is called total internal reflection. Now there are two necessary conditions for the total internal reflection. First one is the light must travel from denser to rarer medium, optically denser to optically rarer medium. And the another condition is angle of incidence in denser medium must be greater than the critical angle. Then only the phenomena of total internal reflection may occur. Clear? So first one is the condition when light travels from denser to rarer medium, and another one is the angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle. Now the relation between critical angle and refractive index. From Snell's law, as we know from Snell's law, sin I upon sin R is equal to mu, the refractive index of second medium with respect to first. Here the second medium is rarer medium and first medium is denser. So we write here 2 to 1. Sin A upon sin R is equal to mu. From reciprocal property, 2 mu 1 can be written as 1 upon 1 mu 2. Now when I is equal to IC, means angle of incidence is equal to critical angle, then angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. Therefore, in place of I we write sin IC, and in place of R we write sin 90. So sin IC upon sin 90 is equal to 1 upon 1 mu 2, or 1 mu 2 is equal to 1 upon sin C, because sin 90 is 1. So 1 mu 2 is equal to 1 upon sin C. If the rarer medium is air, then mu 1 is equal to 1. For air, the value of refractive index is 1. Therefore, mu 1 is equal to 1 and mu 2 is equal to mu. Say, then mu is equal to 1 upon sin C. This is the relation between critical angle and the refractive index. Thus, the refractive index of any medium is equal to the reciprocal of sine of the critical angle. This is the important relation between critical angle and the refractive index of the medium. Clear? Now we come to the application of total internal reflection. First one is the sparking of diamond. The refractive index of diamond is very large. Its critical angle is 24.4 degree, nearly 24.4 degree. So the faces of diamond are so cut that the light entering the crystal suffer total internal reflection repeatedly and gets collected inside, but it comes out through only few faces, and the diamond sparkles. Because the critical angle for the diamond is less, it is nearly equal to 24.4 degrees. So when a light enters, it goes multiple reflection inside the diamond and comes out by some faces, hence the diamond sparkles. The next one is the mirage. In desert or in very hot days, summer days, sometime we observe this phenomena of mirage. It is an optical illusion observed in desert, due to which a traveler sees a shimmering pond of water some distance ahead of him, in which the surrounding object like trees appears inverted, as shown in figure. What happens in summer days? The air near the surface of the earth gets heated up, and due to heat, the density of the air near the surface of the earth becomes less, and the density of the air which is on the upper side remains large. So due to different layers of different densities, this phenomena of mirage occurs. The density, due to less density air near the surface of the earth, suppose the ray coming from the top of the tree, it will suffers multiple refractions, and when due to this refraction, multiple refraction, a situation comes when angle of incidence becomes greater than critical angle, and due to this the ray reflected back, totally reflected back, and the reflected rays reaches, when reflected rays reaches the human eye, the shadow of this tree, the inverted tree, will appears. Hence, we think that there will be some water pond. So due to this, we can see the inverted image of the tree. It is due to total internal reflection. Now next application is totally reflecting prism. As you see, equilateral triangle prism in the laboratory. The equilateral triangle prism, all the angles are of 60 degree. Was this one is another type of prism of which one angle is of 90 degree and the other two are of 45 degree. So such type of prism is called totally reflecting prism. A light ray enters through this isosceles triangle prism at the hypotenuse. Suppose AB is an object which is placed in front of this isosceles triangle prism near the small face. AB is an object. A ray enters from this object and reaches the hypotenuse at an angle 45 degree and again reflected back at 45 degree due to the internal reflection. Similarly, the ray which is incident on the surface RQ from B point, it will come out at B dash and we obtain the image of this object AB by at A dash B dash. So whenever a ray falls normally on any face of such a prism, it is incident on the inside face at 45 degree at an angle greater than critical angle. The value of critical angle for the glass is 42 degree, nearly 42 degree, depends on the quality of the glass. Hence, this ray is always totally internally reflected. Since the angle of incidence is greater than 42, it is nearly 45. Hence, the ray will be reflected back. To deviate a ray through 90 degree, the light suffers total internal reflection at the hypotenuse face. This is the hypotenuse. This is base and perpendicular. The total deviation of the ray is 90 degree. Such prism is used in periscope. Such type of prism we can use in periscope. Now next one is to invert the image with deviation by 180 degree. The light ray is incident normally on the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. So the light ray is incident normally and suffers total internal reflection at the two surfaces at QP and PR. At the two surfaces and then emerges parallel to the incident ray. AB is an object. We consider two rays. These rays reflected back by this path and then again at this surface PR they suffers 90 degree reflection. Hence A dash B dash is the image we obtained by this prism PQR of the object AB which suffers deviation via 180 degree. The another use of these prism we use in binoculars. Prism binoculars we use such type of totally reflecting prism. To invert an image without deviation of rays, the light ray is internally reflected at the hypotenuse face without suffering any deviation. The image is inverted. Such an erecting prism is used in binoculars. AB is an object. The rays incident by this path on the surface PQ and this suffers internal reflection. Again they reflected back and reaches the surface PR and from here they come out by this path and form the image A dash B dash. Now next thing is the optical fiber. In optical fiber we also use total internal reflection. Now what is optical fiber? An optical fiber is a hair thin long strands of quality glass or quartz surrounded by glass coating of slightly lower refractive index called cladding. It is used at guided medium for transmitting an optical signals from one place to another. Optical fibers are used to transmit optical signals, and in optical fiber there is a core. Core is surrounded by another surface of refractive index mu2 slightly lower, known as cladding, and these core and cladding again cover by plastic coating. These are known as buffer coating for protection. mu2 is less than mu1. The refractive index of core, central core portion, is greater than the refractive index of cladding, and this core and cladding is again surrounded by a plastic coating which is known as the buffer coating, which protects the core and cladding portion. Now propagation of light through an optical fiber. When light is incident on one end of the fiber at a small angle, say by this path, the light is incident on the optical fiber. It goes inside and suffers repeated total internal reflection because the refractive index of the core portion is greater than that of the cladding. The glass core portion is of nearly 1.52 refractive index and cladding is nearly of 1.48. As there is no loss of intensity in total internal reflection, the outcoming beam is of as much intensity as the incident beam. The signals comes out by multiple total internal reflection is of high quality. Its intensity is same as that of the intensity of incident light. Even if the fiber is bent, light easily travel along the fiber, and the intensity is also good. Now application of optical fiber. Optical fiber are used in light pipes. It is used for the medical examination of internal organs like esophagus, stomach, intestine. They are used in transmitting and receiving electrical signals in telecommunication. They are used for transmitting optical signals and in the form of photometric sensors. They are used for measuring the blood flow in the heart. So there are many uses of these optical fibers. Now we are using these optical fibers in medical therapy, in transmission, in transmitting signal, receiving signals, optical signals, and so on, and photometric sensors. They are also used. So these are the total internal reflection and their uses. Okay, so thanks.